Hello everyone, welcome to the Arcana Center YouTube channel. My name is Kat and today we are continuing with our tarot videos. So in the past two videos we have looked at the major arcana cards, so all the way from the Fool to the World card. And today we will look at the minor arcana. And since in minor arcana we have four different suits, so we have water, which is the cups, we have fire, which is the wands, then air with the swords, and lastly we have earth with the pentacles. So today we will be focusing on the water element, which is the cups. So when we look at minor arcana cards, the energy is not as intense, it is not as profound as with the major arcana cards. So with the cups, for example, it would be everyday energies, everyday events, and this would be not only with the cups suit but with all of the minor arcana cards. So I thought today we could start with the water element, with the cups, and yes, just go through all of them from the ace all the way until 10 of cups and then the court cards. So just a few words about cups as an element. So as I said already, it is all about water, which I guess you can already see here on the ace of cups with the cup overflowing with water. So if we think about water, what are the qualities of water? Water is very fluid. It doesn't have shape on its own. It takes on the shape of any container that it's in. Water also has healing properties, cleansing properties. And if we look at water from a more astrological point of view, if I would think about the elements in astrology, water has to do with our emotions and our feelings, our subconscious mind. So something that we are not always aware of. Also, it's not something that we can control. So emotions, they come and go, they are quite fluid, they are quite unexpected. So if you just keep it in mind that cups in tarot, they are about feelings and emotions and the subconscious energies. And from that, you will see how it works with each of the cards. So let's start with the ace. So as I shown you just a second ago, this is the ace of cups. So aces, they always start the whole suit. So with ace of cups, this is the beginning. So it would be number one. So if we think about it, number one, it's all about beginnings. It is energy that is concentrated in its purest form. So with the ace of cups, beginnings, and then water or cups, emotions, a beginning of some sort of new emotional cycle. The feelings are overflowing, we are open, our heart is open to receive all these emotions. So if you have a reading and you get the ace of cups upright, if you do read in reverse and upright, it is a very lovely card to get, and it makes me think of emotional new beginning and connections with people and having your heart open to really let these emotions flow. In case the energy is blocked or the card is reversed, I would read it as there is an energy of I really want to share my emotions, I really want to put them out there, and yet something is blocking me. So it's as if instead of letting the water flow freely, it's as if we would put something on the top and we would cover the cup, and then there's pressure created because it has nowhere to go. So the emotions are still there, but they are blocked, they are not coming to the surface. And actually I have a funny story about the ace of cups. So last year, I think it was actually Valentine's Day, something happened with the pipes in my kitchen and the sink got blocked and the water started coming up and overflowing, and I thought, wow, it really is like the ace of cups. But you know, after thinking about it in such an idealistic way, I thought, well, I better do something with the pipes. I don't want my kitchen to be all flooded. So yes, ace of cups, emotional new beginnings, also just overflowing emotions, being authentic with your emotions, or if it's blocked, then blocked emotions. So that was ace of cups. Next we go on to the two of cups. So here is the card. And here we can see two people exchanging cups, and then you also have alchemical symbol here at the top. So with the two of cups, we are moving away from just one energy, it's split into two. So two of cups all has to do with partnerships, how we share ourselves and how do we share our emotions with other people. And here with the Two of Cups, it doesn't have to be romantic connections necessarily, it could be business partnerships as well, but it's somewhere where there's another person being present or another energy, and we share ourselves, we share our emotions. If this card is blocked or it's reversed, I would also see it as lack of balance, because 2 is a number of balance in numerology. So if it's blocked, it's as if maybe we are focusing too much on ourselves, or we are focusing too much on the other person, or perhaps there is something not as straightforward or not as honest in this connection or in this partnership. So yes, this is the Two of Cups. I would say if you just remember it as partnerships and sharing yourself with another person, this is the card. So next, after number 2, we have number 3. So instead of 2 people, we have 3 people. And this card, it's all about sharing good times. It's about celebrations, going out there with your friends. Even you can see it in the body language of the characters here. It's raising the cup as if cheering something, saying cheers, and just going to a party and enjoying life. Also, another thing that I usually would associate with this card, celebrations because of some sort of achievement, because you can see on the card the crops. I think there's a pumpkin and some other things, so it's as if we have reached a stage of I would say harvest, and then we can celebrate it with other people. If this card is reversed or if the energy is blocked, I would say that maybe we are focusing too much on going out and celebrating with friends rather than actually getting to work. Or the other way around, we have closed off and we don't really want to share our emotions with other people. We just stay at home, we don't really go out. And yes, there's no more social life happening. But number 3 in numerology, it's all about expansion, it's about creativity. So perhaps when you meet together with your friends to celebrate, then you get an interesting idea, or you just feel emotionally recharged if it's the right type of people. So this is the 3 of Cups. Next we move on to 4, and there's no 4 people here, it's just one person. 3 cups here, and then another one being offered by this mysterious cloud. So with this card, the energy I would usually attribute to this card is there's a feeling of boredom and apathy. It's as if I have 3 cups and it's nothing special. I will just wait for the next one. But then the next one is offered by the universe, and there's still a feeling of yeah, whatever. So with this card, there's waiting, there can be stagnation, apathy, not really being happy with what is being offered to you. And you just sit with your arms crossed, with your legs crossed, and it's just like, nothing's happening. So it's as if the party in the 3 of Cups is finished, and you sit here by yourself in the 4 of Cups and you think, oh, when is the next party going to happen? So it can also be a time of rest and just waiting, because number 4 is all about stability. It is about foundations, but sometimes you might feel a bit blocked because number 4 to me is quite a heavy energy. So yes, this is 4 of Cups. In reverse, I would see it as the end of stagnation. Perhaps you notice that you are being offered a new cup, that there is a new opportunity coming to you, and you get excited. Or sometimes I would see it as a green light. So here you were waiting and waiting and waiting on some crossroads, and then all of a sudden you see a green light and it says, okay, now you can go, after all this time of waiting and being bored and having that apathy. So this is 4 of Cups. And after 4 we move on to number 5. So 5 of Cups. And you can see it doesn't really look like the most cheerful card. And I would always pay attention to it when it shows up in a reading. So with the 5 of Cups, the main energy I get here is sadness, it's regret, it's feeling of loss, because this person here looks really, really upset that the 3 cups have spilled. And this is it, you can't really do anything, you know, the milk is spilled, so there's no going back. And there can be a feeling of that regret that maybe if I would have done something else, this wouldn't happen, feeling guilty, feeling like it's your responsibility. And even just the body language here and this black cloak on the person, it's as if they are mourning something. So in the upright position, I would say it is grief, it is loss, sadness. But if this card would be reversed or the energy is blocked, I would see it as either extreme grief, extreme sadness, when we are so consumed by this energy that we don't think there's a way out, or the complete opposite, we realize that, look, there are still 2 cups left. There are still 2 cups that are full, and even if these ones have spilled, I can go to the nearby river and fill them up. So this is not the end of the world. And also, we are not isolated. There is a bridge, there is some sort of building here, so we don't have to feel like it's only us left in the world and there's no hope. So this card can have 2 different meanings when it's reversed. So I would always look at cards that are around this, so and other cards in the spread. But yes, 5 of Cups, also in numerology, number 5 can talk about crisis and things changing. So after the stability of number 4, now something has changed and we have to adapt to it. So number 5, loss, grief, sadness. But then after sadness, we have much lighter energy, which is the 6 of Cups. So if you look at this one, we have what I suppose are 2 children, and you have 6 cups and there's flowers and it looks like such a lovely scene. So I would look at 6 of Cups as childhood memories, as going back to some memories in the past when things were easier, when things were much more simple, when there was that feeling of clarity and innocence. And I think it is being highlighted by the fact that the flowers are white, or they appear white on the card, and there's so much joy, there's so much of that very direct energy. Just like with children, they wouldn't really beat around the bush, or they wouldn't feel embarrassed about asking something or doing someone or giving someone a cup with flowers. So this is a very, very clean and innocent energy. It can also talk about soulmates. If you look for perhaps some guidance when it comes to connections, the 6 of Cups can talk about a soulmate connection between 2 people. However, if this card is blocked or reversed, I would see it as being stuck in the past, being stuck in these old memories when we think, oh, the good old times, things were so easy, but now it's no longer this way, and it's just wallowing in this energy of, oh, the past was so good, and yet now nothing is good. Also, another interpretation of this card, I would say focusing on the present and focusing on the future. So instead of looking back at the good old times, we feel like, okay, it's in the past, it was nice, I had some amazing things happening to me, I have some great memories, but it's time to move on. Maybe it's time to be more responsible, it's time to be an adult, and it's time to disconnect from some childhood fantasies. So again, we have to look at other cards that are surrounding this energy, but 6 of Cups, also 6 in numerology, it is about balance and harmony, and I would say it's quite a harmonious card. So 6 of Cups, memories, childhood, maybe a childhood sweetheart, but when it's in reverse, too much nostalgia for the past, being too melancholic about the good old times, or actually moving on from the past into the future. So after number 6, we have number 7. So 7 of Cups, and here you can see a person with many different choices. So 7 cups, and in each of the cups there is something different. So here I would read this card as choices, when you have different options to choose from, when you have to choose a path. What do you really want? What do you really want to commit to? Do you want to, I don't know, slay the dragon? So we have a dragon here. Or do you want to climb a mountain? Do you want to have all of these treasures? Do you want victory? So there are all of these different options, but it's all up to you. However, when I see this card, it depends on the other cards, but it can either show choices and options, or it can talk about illusions, and it can talk about being confused, because there's so many different options to choose from that we don't really know where to go. And the more we think about it, the more we consider, if I go for this, should I go for this, should I go for that, we are wasting our time. And at the end of the day, we haven't made any choices, and yet still we're standing here. So this is the Seven of Cups. If the energy is blocked, we might feel like there's no options, and it's as if all of these cups would be empty, or there would be no cups at all, and we feel absolutely lost. Also, if it's not about no options, it could talk about being overwhelmed by all these options, or we've already made a choice and this is it. So we've had many different things to choose from, we've chosen one, and this is it, we can move on. So this is the Seven of Cups, and from 7 we move on to 8, and this is the card. So as you can see, there's 8 cups, but it looks like one is missing, and the person is moving away in the middle of the night towards somewhere. So with this card, I see it as a card of moving on, because we realize that, okay, we might have 8 cups, but there is something more. There is something more to be found. I can still achieve more. So there's a feeling of dissatisfaction with the current situation. And again, emotional dissatisfaction, because maybe we do have money, we are being paid well, and yet something is missing because our heart is longing for something more. So with this card, it's about moving on, whether moving on from a job, moving on from a relationship, moving on from a situation, because we know there's more waiting for us. But the danger here is that, will we find the 9th cup? Will we find what is missing? Because we are leaving behind the 8 cups. So if we don't find the 9th or the 10th cup, and we come back and we have lost all of this, there is a risk involved here. So it's as if, do I want to stay in this situation and be safe and be secure, but still feel something is missing, or take a risk and go out there and try to find that 9th cup? When this card is reversed, I see it as refusing to look out for more. When fear takes over, when doubt takes over, maybe when we don't have enough confidence and we feel that I know there's more, but I will not move away because I'm scared, or I'm feeling comfortable here. I prefer to stay in my comfort zone rather than risk it. So when the card is reversed, to me it says, I want to go, but something is blocking me. So this is number 8. Then we are moving on to number 9. So if somebody took the risk to find the 9th cup, then here we go. We are a proud owner of 9 cups. And this is the card of wish fulfillment. It's sitting proud, sitting, in front of your cups, showing them on display and being like, yes, I've made it. I have my 9 cups behind me. Look what I have achieved. So this is a lovely card to get. I always like to see it in a reading. And to me it says that your wish will be fulfilled. And whatever you wished for, whatever you wanted to manifest, you will experience that emotional satisfaction, feeling that, yeah, your wish came true. So it's quite a simple energy. I feel like I don't have to explain this too much. When this card is reversed, I would say some sort of wish was not granted. Your dream did not come true. And maybe the search for the 9th cup is still continuing, so there is a potential for it, but you're not there yet. Or you realize that the dream you had, it was something completely different, and then the reality came and you realize, oh, that was my dream. That's not exactly what I wanted. Or you got your wish. The wish was granted, and yet you realize, oh, I thought it would feel different. So this is 9 of Cups, and we're almost at the end. So from 9 we go on to 10. And this is 10 of Cups, and we can see a happy family and a rainbow and the 10 cups. So yes, this is as far as we can go. So while 9 of Cups was more about personal sense of achievement and personal wish being granted, the 10 of Cups to me is emotional fulfillment, when you have somebody to share that happiness with. And this is why we have the couple, we have children being very happy. And here with the 10 of Cups, happy families, happy home, But one thing I would say here is because 10 is the highest number, there's no 11 of cups, this is it. And it's as if there's nowhere else to go, there's no more to achieve here. And just like with the rainbow, it's there for a while, but then it disappears as quickly as it appeared. So it could be emotional fulfillment, but it's fleeting. It's something that we have to learn to appreciate once we notice it, because it's not something set in stone. It's emotional fulfillment that we really have to watch out for. Or perhaps if we think about the symbolism behind the rainbow, it's finding joy and happiness after times of hardships or times of difficulty. Because if you think about rain usually has these sorts of connotations. So this is the 10 of Cups. When this energy is blocked, it can talk about perhaps not as much happiness within a family or within a relationship, that something is not working well. We are trying to have that fulfillment, we are trying to have a happy home, and yet something is off. So again, we would have to look at other cards in the reading to see what is the scenario here. But overall, 10, it's closing the cycle, it is the ending, so we can't go any further. So that was going from Ace of Cups, so starting with this very pure energy into emotional fulfillment, having a family, having home, having a place where we feel safe and secure. So I will show you both of them so you can see the... Oh, wait, I'm trying to have them straight. So it's just trying to show you how they have advanced from the Ace to the 10, and we have gone through all different trials and difficulties. We have gone through the 5 when we felt like we have lost something. We went through 7 when we had to make a choice. 8 when we had to take a risk and look out for more. So it's a story of emotional fulfillment and how do we feel happy, how do we connect with our feelings. And then we have the court cards. So in tarot, the court cards, I would read them as specific people or characters or perhaps facets of ourselves. And we always have a page, a knight, queen, and king. And this is the hierarchy going from page to a knight to queen to the king. And pages usually talk about energies which are still quite fresh. Pages are the students of life. And they can be still a bit immature. They are curious, but they don't have as much experience. Then the knight would be a slightly more mature energy, but they are still looking for experiences. They are still full of movement. Then a queen, I would see it as a mature energy and more of a feminine energy. And by feminine, I mean a bit more directed inwards, maybe a bit more passive, waiting for things to come to her rather than acting, and also more nurturing, while the king with the masculine energy, it's somebody who would be more action-oriented and future-oriented. So with the cups, we start with the page. So page of cups, and we have a person dressed in a really fancy way, and they have a cup, and there's a fish picking out of the cup. So with the page of cups, I always think of this card as somebody who is very creative, somebody who's inspired, and somebody who has that very, I don't want to say childish, but childlike wonder. Somebody who will see a fish picking out of the cup and they will say, oh, that's so lovely. Oh, I have to see what that fish is. Where did it come from? Oh, I feel so inspired. I will write a poem, or I will paint something, or I will make an illustration. So it's such a pure energy to me with the Page of Cups. And somebody who really wants to express their feelings and emotions in a very, maybe sometimes immature way, but it's very charming. However, if this energy is blocked, I would see it as something or someone blocked our sense of wonder and our curiosity. And we became a bit like a fish picking out of a cup. Like, what is that? I'm not wasting my time on that. Just go away. Also, I feel like it could be somebody who is very childish in the way they express their emotions, very immature. So this is when the card is blocked or it's in reverse. Also, another thing I would like to mention is the correspondence of the elements, the suits, with astrological signs. So since cups are connected to the element of water, this would be the signs of Cancer, Scorpio and Pisces. So here I would see it as somebody whose emotions are still underdeveloped, or somebody who cannot control them as well. So yes, that was the Page of Cups. I will talk a bit more about the King and Queen and what are the main energies here with the zodiac signs, because I feel like the Page and the Knight, they are a bit easier to talk about, while the King and Queen, I feel like there's much more to them because they are such mature energies. So yes, Page of Cups, curiosity, inspiration, creativity, but if it's blocked, then not connecting to it and saying, no, I don't want to see this fish, go away. Next we have the Knight of Cups. So I'll show you it a bit closer. So we have a knight offering a cup, and he's on a white horse. So yes, and since cups are all about emotions and feelings, it can be a person who's very charming, somebody who's very romantic, and they know how to make an offer to someone. They know how to speak to people and use emotions to awaken something in another person, or to awaken a response. And yes, I feel like when the card is upright, the knight has clear intentions. The knight wants to share his emotions with the other person. He says, look, here's a cup I want to share with you. Let's share it, let's experience something great together. But when the knight is reversed, this is when I feel like his intentions are not as clear. Maybe he's using guilt, or he's somehow emotionally manipulating the other person. So you know how there are very charming people, and they know how to provoke certain emotional responses from other people, and they do it on purpose. They do it to gain something from it. And this is how I feel with the Knight of Cups in reverse, or when the energy is blocked. It's as if, look, here's a cup, I want to offer you a cup. Oh, look, I have a cup. Here's a cup, I want to offer you a cup with something great. And turns out the cup is poisoned. So I would be careful with the Knight of Cups when it's in reverse, because he can use very sweet words and he can be very charming, but there's something off when it comes to his intentions. So that was the Knight of Cups. And next we have the Queen. So the Queen is sitting on this beautiful throne, and her cup is very fancy, and she seems just so calm and relaxed. So to me, Queen of Cups upright, it's all about nurturing. It's about that emotional maturity, when we know what to say to the other person to make them feel a bit more balanced, just to relax them. We say everything will be fine, you know, I'm in charge, I will take care of you, you don't have to worry. And they're very nurturing and warm and gentle and caring. So here I would see the energy of Cancer, the zodiac sign, because to me Cancer has very maternal energy. It's connected to the moon, it's very nurturing, very warm. It really wants to make other people feel comfortable. And Cancer wants to provide a safe environment. Also, if I would look at Scorpio, that would mean somebody who has emotional depth, and they really want to connect to people in a very intense way, because they want to get to the truth. With Pisces, I would say a very inspiring energy. Pisces who are very selfless. They can really sacrifice themselves to help another person. So this could be the Queen of Cups, not caring about herself and her needs. It's as if, no, I will help you first. However, if this energy is blocked, or if it's in reverse, this is when we can have emotional manipulation. This is when we can have somebody who, it's almost hysterical, and they know how to use their emotions to, well, manipulate others. So it would be somebody who says, oh, but if you go somewhere, if you go away, if you move out, I will be very sad, and you know when I'm sad. This is not a nice situation. We don't want that. Oh, will you make me cry? Will you really make me feel this way? So it's emotional manipulation, using guilt, or having really over-the-top emotional responses with the Queen of Cups here. And since the Queen is a feminine energy and it's more directed towards inner self, it could be somebody who is so overwhelmed with their emotions, and everything is kept inside. and there's all these emotions and feelings going round and round, and they do not have an outlet. So yes, in the reverse, it could be somebody who is emotionally manipulative, or somebody who uses guilt or shame to make people do what they want. So this is the Queen of Cups, but upright, a very lovely, mature energy, being comfortable with the emotions. And I feel like because the cup is being covered, it's knowing when to release the emotions and knowing when it's better to keep them under cover. And then next we have the King of Cups. So here he is. So he has a cup and then he's holding something else. What is it? Yeah, he's holding something else in his other hand. He has a throne and it is on this platform in the middle of the sea. And yes, so with this card I would say somebody who has emotional mastery, somebody who's so in tune with their emotions that they will not be swayed by them. So that's why we have that platform in the middle of the sea, and we can kind of see it. There's a fish jumping out, and then there's a ship. So no matter what storms are happening around us, the king can just sit proudly on his throne, and he will not be swayed by his emotions. So very immature, very grounded in a way, because I feel like emotions, they need to be grounded to be useful. And because there's that fish symbolism both in the sea and on his neck, so I'll show you here. So there's a fish on his neck. I feel like this is a person who can really follow their intuition when it's the right time. So very Piscean, following the intuition, even if logically it makes no sense. It's as if I can feel, because again, water, cups, feeling. I can feel I have to go this way, and I cannot explain it, but I just have to go there. And this is how the King of Cups would navigate through his life, but really being in charge of emotions and acting when this is necessary, when the time is right. So when we feel hurt by someone, we can say, look, this has hurt me, and these are the reasons it made me feel this way, and I just wanted to share it with you, because it's better to share it rather than keep it to myself and then feel very bitter about it. But then if, let's say, the king was very emotionally upset, he wouldn't get into a conversation because he knows that this is not the right time. It's better to calm down and then connect with the other person on that equal ground. However, when this card would be blocked or in reverse, again similar as with the Queen of Cups, it could be emotionally manipulative energy, somebody who is whose emotions take the lead, somebody who doesn't really know how to keep the emotions under control. Anything else? If I would look at the zodiac signs, for example, Scorpio, the negative sign of Scorpio would be somebody who has all these these mind games, this emotional manipulation and thinking of all these strategies, thinking, if I say this thing, this person will feel this way, and then if they feel this way, then I can strike, and then if I strike, then I will win this argument. So that kind of very behind the scenes plotting, using people's emotions to kind of pull the strings. So yes, but the king, I would see it as a mature person, or somebody who has that very mature energy about them. It could be a man or a very masculine energy. The queen, again, mature energy, but more feminine. Knight, somebody young, but still not as young as the Page of Cups. So, again, this could be facets of ourselves. So maybe, let's say we are great with our emotions, so the King of Cups would talk about us, and yet when it comes to another side of us, let's say the Page of Pentacles would come up. That means maybe when it comes to planning and money, we are not as developed. So when we get 2 or more court cards in a reading, it can show other people, or it can show different facets of ourselves. So yes, these were all of the cards from the Suit of Cups. So just to quickly recap, Cups all about our emotions, feelings. And yes, I feel like this is it. I will continue with the cards in other videos, so please keep an eye on the videos. We usually post every Sunday. I also do pick a card readings if you are interested in any of the topics. But yes, for now, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have learned something from this video, and I hope you will see the next one. So have a lovely day. Feel free to subscribe and like the videos, and yes, I'll see you in the next video. Bye!